In 1755, the 4th Dragoons inspection returns recorded that the drummers are all blacks. An 1802 painting of this regiment shows a black trumpeter in a white jacket with a red collar, cuffs and wings, all laced yellow with blue center. He's wearing white breeches and, instead of the regulation fur cap, a white turban with corns or chains and an unusual green and red plume. It goes on with the description, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the 4th Dragoons' black trumpeters are also shown in an 1821 picture. The household cavalry had its black trumpeters by about 1720, and a black trumpeter in oriental dress can be seen in the background of a portrait of Captain Gifford of the 4th Troop of Lifeguards. A contemporary engraving of the 12 musicians, His Majesty's trumpets, at the installation of the Knights Companion of the Order in Bath in 1725 shows that one of them was black. This established tradition was greatly boosted by the craze for Turkish military bands that swept across Europe in the 18th century. Poland led the way with a full military band imported from Constantinople. Russia followed suit in 1725. Austria in 1741. When Franz von der Trank marched into Vienna preceded by a Turkish band. France was not far behind. By about 1770, the new style of military band, augmented by some new and very loud percussion instruments, was customary all over Europe. The kettle drum and long drum of the earlier military band had been borrowed, as we have seen, from the East. The fashion for what was often called Janissary music. Let me repeat that. Janissary music. The word means basically a Turkish soldier. Entailed the addition of 5 more oriental instruments. There were now large cymbals. There was now a large bass drum, sometimes twice as long as the diameter of the head. This was carried at the waist, not on the chest, and was beaten on one skin with a heavy felt-tipped stick, while the other skin, or the shell, was rubbed on the offbeat, ka-dum-boom, ka-dum-boom, with a kind of broom or switch held in the drummer's left hand. There was now a large triangle, much heavier than its modern counterpart, and often having metal jingles threaded on the lower bar. Also added was a large tambourine, anything up to 19 centimeters, or even 90 centimeters in diameter, and often with many small bells, as well as jingling plates in the rim. Most spectacular and by far the noisiest of the innovations was the Turkish crescent, or chapeau chinois, that's like Chinese hat. The impressive stick jingle that the Turks called shagana, a word soon anglicized to Johanna in the Royal Artillery Band. Anyway, usually known as the Jingling Johnny, this sonorous rhythm instrument consisted of a pole some 6 feet high, surmounted by several crescents from which hung a myriad of bells. Red horsehair plumes hung from its side. The Turkish rage spread both to popular music, with composers writing special parts for triangle and tambourine as an accompaniment to the pianoforte, and to orchestral music, as in the last movement of Beethoven's Choral Symphony.